Hello there, I'm producer John from the Balls on a Tray podcast, and this is my sticky bit in the middle. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. I've been stuck, literally, into spin tyres, not tyre spinners, spin tyres Mud Runner, and getting all into that. However, in looking ahead at what was coming up, also learned that there's this fantastic new game, CyberPunk 2077, coming out, which I looked at and thought looked freaking awesome. And then we learned it was first person, which kind of ticked me off, and others. Now, the official line on this is that the designers have created a truly beautiful world, and the best way to see this world is a first-person view. I'm calling bullshit on that. If you have created detailed elements that you need me to examine or look at, give me a zoom button. You know, if I'm going to be shooting stuff, then give me a targeting button, like you have in any every other game. If it's going to be an RPG and you've got a character creator, there's a character creator. Why would you create a character creator for a first-person game where you can't see your character? It just, of course it makes sense. Of course it makes sense. You're not creating an RPG with a great story and some fantastic locations for me to play in. You're creating an online shooter. The character creator is for other people to look at. Yeah. See? Now I'm just annoyed. Anyway, let's talk about something else. There is more Star Trek coming. Just when we thought it'd all gone away, and Discovery kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't know if you've seen it. It was kind of okay, a little bit different. I'm not sure about the big spinny thing on the spaceship. One of the co-creators behind that has apparently been given the thumbs up to create up to 5 more on-screen instances and entities in the Star Trek universe. Some of them we've kind of got a clue about what they are, and they include a teen-oriented series, whatever the hell that means, set in Starfleet Academy, which actually could be quite fun. A limited series, probably going to be around 10 one-hour episodes, something like that, based around Khan and his crew and how they were created and then abandoned by the Federation. You know the whole story. Well, if you don't, Jesus, where have you been? And so it'll be around them and potentially putting a little bit of meat around those particular bones. Khan's a great story, actually one of the best stories in Star Trek. An animated series. I don't know if you remember, you probably don't because I'm very old. When Star Trek finished, the original series finished, they created an animated series which didn't kind of carry on, but it sort of took its place. And it wasn't like a kiddie cartoon animated series. They basically were animated episodes of Star Trek, and they were really quite good. So an animated series may be coming, that's quite good. And there are 2 others currently unknown, up to 2 others, maybe 2 others unknown. However, it would seem that Patrick Stewart has kind of been penciled in as being some part of one of them. So that might be interesting. I don't know if it's going to be a timey thing or a future-y thing or what. So anyway, that could be quite interesting. Basically, if it's got Star Trek on, we want, right? For all of you Hitman fans, there's a Hitman 2 coming out. The sequel promises to bring you more of exactly the same as you got in Hitman 1. So if you like that regimented, not really being able to do anything and following a linear path and doing the things that it wants you to do rather than the things that you think it should do, I'm sure you'll love it. I hated Hitman. I thought it was the most boring thing in the world. But there are those that liked it, including Simon and Tony as well. I don't think Simon did actually. Tony certainly liked it. But yeah, so if you liked Hitman, there's more Hitman 2. From the graphics I've seen, it actually looks quite good. I just can't get over the gameplay. I just find it very stilted and a bit boring. But there you go. Another sequel, this one I am kind of looking forward to, is The Division 2. Now, The Division was, ironically, a little bit divisive. There were those who thought it was pretty good and enjoyed playing it. I'm one of them. All right, the first player campaign was, it was a little, I don't know, thin in places, but hey, it was a story I got through. I've played through worse stories, and I kind of enjoyed it. The multiplayer stuff, don't know. Never did it. Not interested in multiplayer. Apparently that was okay, but it tailed off really quite quickly. One of the big complaints about The Division was that later on in the game you got some of the protagonists were basically bullet sponges. You could empty clips into these things, these hoodies with and they just wouldn't die basically. So apparently they fixed that in Division 2. Fixed all that kind of stuff. It's set in Washington DC. Apparently it's going to be baking hot. It's 7 or 9 months after the New Year's plague that was in New York. So yeah, it's apparently supposed to be quite good. And they fixed the bullet sponge thing because they've given the bad guys armor. See, now it all makes sense. You can't kill them with one shot because they're wearing armor. Apparently there will be chinks in the armor, and if you get a lucky shot you can do some significant damage, but that fixes the problem without having to fix the problem. So thumbs up for that. It is what I'm looking forward to, and I will get it when it comes out. So if you liked it, great. If you didn't like it, probably want to ignore. Play Hitman instead. TellTale Games is bringing us a Stranger Things thing. If you know the TellTale Games stuff, they've done lots and lots of this episodic type gameplay. I know Tony loves the TellTale Games. I've not played them, and I kind of watching something unfold with minor interactions is not my thing. But apparently they're going to do it with Stranger Things. The word is that all the main characters will be involved. You will play a character that TellTale will make up, obviously, but you'll be interacting with all the main characters. You can just imagine with that particular franchise, there's lots and lots of different things you can do with the Upside Down world and all that kind of stuff. So it might be quite interesting. So that's one to look out for if you like TellTale. They're also bringing to Netflix an interactive video series of Minecraft. I genuinely have nowhere to go with that. Finally, from me this time out, one of my kind of favourite shows, I really like it quite a lot, Lucifer, was on Fox. I was watching it on Amazon Prime. It got finished after season 3, I think it was. There was a big reveal. I'm not going to spoil it in case you haven't watched it, but it's a big reveal, and oh my goodness, and basically that was it. They released 2 more episodes, which were shot during the season 3, but were potentially going to be part of season 4. They were standalones. But then there wasn't going to be a season 4. Fox cancelled it. Oh my god. It's been picked up. Netflix apparently have picked up Lucifer and are going to be doing the whole of season 4. Story arcs all in place and everything. So that's great news. I'm very, very happy on that. If you haven't seen it, it's worth kind of picking up. I mean, it's your typical devil gets bored in hell, starts running a nightclub in LA and helps a very attractive detective solve murders. I mean, we've all seen them, but it's done very well. Oh, and he's very, very annoyed with his dad. So that's it from me. Please check out the podcast. It's the last episode next time, so that'll be the week after this, but it depends when you're watching this. You see, doing stuff for recording is very confusing when you talk about times. The next episode of the Balls of Trade podcast will be the last for this season, and there's a bit of a cliffhanger, and someone might actually be winning Simon's game. I don't know how it's happened. I seem to be pretty much level with Tony in Simon's game. Previous years I've had like 2 points, and I don't know, it's all gone a bit wrong for Tony. It's hilarious, so worth watching for that. Subscribe on the Balls of Trade website in iTunes. You can of course watch these Facebook and also on YouTube. It would be lovely for you to give it a thumbs up and a subscribe and all that kind of stuff. But with that in mind, until next time, I shall bid you a fond adieu. Bye.